Sup, Liddy, and other people. Caribou. Hi. What's up? How are you guys doing? Are you guys having a good day? I'm trying to go live more. So this is my second attempt to go on live, but this time I'm just doing a Q&A. I have literally I'm gonna set I have like 20 minutes. And I just want to use that 20 minutes to just do Q&A sesh. So if you guys have any questions, or anything like that, then feel free to ask away. Don't ask at once, guys. Don't. Let's not talk at once, everyone. There's so many people with so many questions. I can only read so many. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. Hold on. Let me set a timer for myself because I really do have to go to the store. My energy is low because I am actually hungry, but I don't know. I felt like on my heart. Hey, Angela. Hey. I feel like I should know you. I mean, your like name thing looks a little familiar, but I'm like, but I feel like I should know you. I'm so like spacey sometimes, but hey, hope you're doing well. This is like Q&A time. So if you guys have any questions, you can let me know. Yes, you're an original follower. Oh wow. I love that. That's cool. You're cool. You're cool. I'm gonna have to now look at I wish I could like go to people's Instagrams and just, oh okay, maybe you look a little familiar. I have to stalk you on Instagram if I remember. Um, how do you feel about? Oh, sorry. I'm on Instagram, but I'm also on YouTube. Okay. So the first question: how do you feel about readings tarot? I feel really good about them. I don't know how to. I feel like they are really good insight for if you need any extra guidance on feelings that you're navigating through, events in your life that you're navigating through. If you need more clarity because you have feelings in your heart about something, your intuition may be telling you something, but you just need like extra clarity. So yeah, so that I feel like they're great. I give them all the time. Honestly, I was thinking about doing a tarot reading this today, but I don't know. I've been really okay. I'm gonna tell a little story. I love them, and I notice you're into spirituality. What's your tips on getting into spirituality as your career? I feel it. Feel it's my purpose. Ah, cool. By the way, hi Stephanie. I notice you're into yes. What's your tips on getting into spirituality as your career? Really, just first off, um, developing a true like confidence. I think I would say the biggest key is you being confident in your journey, being confident in your beliefs, because um, once you put yourself out there and you make it a career, you have to be open with all kinds of opinions and just yeah, you have to you'll just be met with just different things. So for I could just say what has helped me is really trying to develop my confidence, and then also a bigger thing is really thinking about your target audience of who you want to attract. Who do you want if you're doing something with spirituality as a career, you want to really try to market, and try to talk to the people, like, to whoever your audience is. And I say those two things because those are the two things that I've like had to really stand firm on, and I'm still trying to navigate. Because the confidence one, I just feel like you can be so certain, but when you put yourself out there, I don't know if you plan on like marketing yourself on social media, sharing your, I don't know, like how about, or putting your, I don't know what your career is like, but if you decide to be on social media to market yourself, you just have to be open to hearing like a lot of people's opinions, and some people may not agree with it, and you have to still be confident in your own journey. And if you already have developed that confidence, then other people's opinions are just gonna slide off of you. You're not even gonna, it's not gonna affect you. But if you are not super like certain, if you're still if you haven't fully developed your confidence in your own beliefs and your own journey, then you may get easily swayed by other people's opinions, or even like, yeah, anything around that, or the attention that you get, or the journey, or the anything. So that, and then also knowing your audience, because for me, I have tried, I really, 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 really want to normalize being on a spiritual journey as like a practice of self-care, like spiritual wellness, like meditating, like yeah, doing yoga. Like if you want to use cards, great, you don't have to use them, but if you want to use them, if you're called to use them for extra guidance, if you're called to use astrology, then those are just extra tools. So for me, it's like a form of self-care. It's like what my soul is calling, so I can learn about myself, and I'm caring for myself, and like through these things. So I think I've always tried to generalize it or normalize it, but then with that, I guess I always get excited, and I want everybody to be able to see like, hey, like this is not just for, this could be for everybody. But the point is, I think I'm learning a lesson in like not and like and trying to find and connect to those who are already open to, who already have an interest, rather than trying to share it to people. Or even though I'm excited about it and I know it could, how helpful it could be in other people's lives, I have to not try to like share it to people who have not showed any sign of interest in it. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, just those two things: having the confidence. I'm a little scared because my family is into Christianity. Yeah, see, yeah, I understand that. And that's where the confidence has to come in, because you have to be confident in like your ability to do tarot, your readings. If you've done it for yourself, that's another thing. Also, like being a practitioner of what you're giving guidance on. I always try not to give guidance or do readings on, like, if I am not taking my own advice. So that's another thing. There's a lot of what I call practitioners or spiritual practitioners who give advice, but they are not living it. So that's another thing. So I feel like if you're living it, meaning you're doing whatever your day to day practice, or whatever, whether you're pulling cards for yourself every day, whatever you're in, is entailed in your own business that you want to do, making sure that it's a lifestyle for you that you're living. And therefore, when you do that, it'll just continue to build your confidence around it. So then when you're ready to create your own business, you already have that, like you're a practitioner, and like you're about what you say, and you're confident enough to do, to put yourself out there. uh I've had, yeah, clairvoyance, yep, yeah, that's really cool. See, like when I hear that, I'm like, that is so amazing. And I think that you should definitely do, like, if you're feeling called to like do something with that. So like, what is something that you would want to do? Like, are you into like going coming on social media? Well, whatever it is, I just think you should do it. I think you shouldn't let your fears stop you from doing something that maybe that's like calling, that's on your heart. Like for me, this was on my heart to get on camera today, and join and go on live. Hello, hello. Um, Even though I'm not feeling 100%, but I just wanted to show up and see what comes from this. So yeah, that is that. Hi, Breezy. Oh my gosh, how are you doing? I hope you've been doing well. Oh, it's like deja vu. I can't. I just wow. Yeah, I'm sending like so many hugs to you, and I hope you've been doing well. And you're still doing art and all the things like that. Yeah, I'm just doing a little Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, I love that you're doing great. I love that. Good, 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 good. Hi, Leo. I don't know how to say your full name, so it's just gonna be Leo. I hope you're okay with that. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. If I were to give myself on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say I'm like maybe 6, 7. I am hungry, so that's why my energy. That's why part of my energy is doing a little low. I'm gonna leave after I do this live. I'm gonna go and go to the grocery store to get some food, but I just felt like I don't know. I needed to come on camera. I've been trying to do something on my YouTube channel where I post daily, and I just kind of turn on the camera and share my thoughts and what I'm going through, and share the behind the scenes journey as I'm, like I said, still trying to navigate. When it's not even navigate. Well, I guess it is navigate. Like, what is it? The big picture of everything I'm trying to do, like balancing all the passions that I have. And then also with my work and stuff. So, anyways, I want to do readings and daily spiritual talk, helping people dissect their dreams. Ooh, I really admire your bravery to open up on spirituality because I've seen comments where people don't seem fond of it. Yeah, 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 of course. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So you have to be okay with that. And that's gonna happen in my opinion, and my uh like intuitively, astrologically, I just feel like that's going to become more common as spirituality is like rising up, and like people are being open, who have gifts, like you, like with your, the clairvoyance, like, being able to like get guidance and messages through dreams, through whatever. I think people are going to be coming out of the shadows or the closet, and of like being able to be okay with like sharing their gifts, as you should, because in my belief, like God gave that to you, so you should share it. And I think we are in a time in our life where there's a lot happening in the world that's out of our control. In a sense, yes, we can use our voices, yeah, we can vote, yeah, and all that, but if you're able to spread positivity to counteract any negativity that's going on, please do. Like, the world needs more of that. So I try to tell myself, when I have fears over things, which I still do, or whatever, or I doubt myself, or blah 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 blah. I try to tell myself, like, I'm doing this, like this is my purpose. Like, God gave me this gift to serve others. Like, God gave you guys gifts, whether it could be, I think everybody is I know everybody's gifted in their own ways. There's people who are gifted with the gift of creativity. So you should like share your creativity to people, because like that is like a gift to help inspire other people to be creative, and that brings a sense of joy, which we all need, like, once again, especially when there's like so much uncertainty, like we just need positivity in any way that we can. So yeah, so anyways, I try to get out of my own head and be like, it's my duty to use my voice, and talk to people, and yeah, I try to just take myself out of it and just say, this is my purpose, so I have to just put myself out there, and we'll see what happens. So I've been trying to do that more. I haven't been very planny like I used to be. Like, I used to be so particular about everything, which part of me loves that part, because I was very much a detail oriented, a perfectionist, creative person. But now I'm just trying to like be free flowing. I think that's more of like letting my like intuition guide me, which I don't really like, because the perfectionist in me feels like, what is this? Like I feel like the journey that I've been on for the past couple of years, it looks like a painting of like splatter paint that is so like, what, like it's there, you can't even understand the picture. That's what I feel like. I've been on like my whole journey is like, what the freak, what is this? And like my mind wants to like make it pretty and like organize it, and that's what I like when I put myself out there, like how I used to. I like want that, but I just feel like I'm not in that space right now. I'm in the space of trusting the flow of whatever is on my heart at the day, and I'm just putting it out and knowing that it's going to make sense one day. Or like hoping or whatever, or understanding like this is the process to create whatever is forming and what's in whatever I'm transforming into at this time. I don't know, but hey, I'm here for the journey, and I'm not gonna be in resistance to it anymore like I have been, because when I'm in resistance, that I go ghost. Like when the times where you guys don't see me, is when I'm like in conflict between the perfectionist, my mind, and what my body, what my heart wants to do, and that's just to like talk and share and do what I feel at the moment. So I'd be going back in what I call my cave, where I'm like distant from people, and because I just feel like I don't like how I don't like the way I'm presented right now, because once again, it's not, I feel like it's not appealing, but I just have to trust the process. So anyways, I don't know. Can you tell me more about your spiritual circle? I think you've mentioned you have a business or store. I've never seen one, so I don't really understand. Okay, so yeah, so with my women's circles, I started off doing them virtually. That time when I left Just Creations, I like created a whole different channel, a whole different page. And then I ended up like posting content on there like about my journey and posting more astrology, and then I decided I wanted to like start like a virtual circle. So the women's circles are just a gathering for like-minded women, most likely like women who are spiritually connected. So yeah, who just are spiritually connected. They are into astrology. They like to like talk about like they want to know the deeper meaning to life and to understand themselves, and like most of us probably been through some sort of trauma or things that we're like trying to heal, and like we want to be our authentic selves, like people like that, like girls who want to dive deeper than just the surface, and who have a lot of depth and layers to them, and they may have often felt misunderstood, and like they can't like have certain conversations with people because it's too like uh they just feel like they can't connect on that level. So anyways, we come together, and then so virtually it was just we would come on Zoom, and I would start off with talking about what would I do? Oh, okay. I hosted them on every new moon and full moon, if I remember correctly, for the virtual, or whenever there was like big astrology events happening, like something astrologically, a major astrological energy. So I would start off with like we would introduce each other. I'll do like a little like I'll have questions that we get to know each other. We talk about our like astrology, and we'll just have random questions. I actually had like a little fun game where I did like an icebreaker game, and we would like, kind of like get to know each other. And then I would talk about the current astrology, or if it was like a new moon or full moon, I would say like, what does that mean, and how does it pertain to you, like in your life currently? So I'll break that down, and then we would have like journal topics, which we'll talk about. So it's a lot of like sharing, and like not just like surface level sharing. It'll be like really like diving like deep, and like I said, understanding yourself, because I intertwine it with astrology as well. And then sometimes I'll even like get my cards and like pull cards for people and give them like a reading, or like pull a card as well, and stuff like that. So that's what it started off to be virtually. I don't do those. I stopped because I was doing them for free for so long, and I was actually struggling financially at the time when I was giving them. But I felt very like conflicted between like I feel like I shouldn't charge this, because that's kind of, I don't know, like I could do this for free, but And then I felt like it was, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like, there's sometimes like people feel like in like spirituality, or even when it comes to like Christianity, with you like giving and sharing your gifts, like there's a weird line of like paying for it. And I don't know, I was just kind of like, I was going through like a self like worth, like I've always struggled with like knowing like not worth but like value, like my value, and blah blah blah. I just also wanted to give people, everybody, an opportunity, because I'm like, if people can't afford it financially, I don't want that to limit them from being able to have the experience. So I was just really conflicted, but long story short, I realized that I actually do deserve, like, I'm orchestrating everything. I'm charging for like my time. I should be charging for the time that I'm putting into this space. And then like, with the astrology, like I've spent like money on courses and taking that seriously. So the point is, I realized that it is actually important for me to know my value and worth with like deciding to charge for the women's circles. But that was like way after I ended up working at the metaphysical store that I'm working at now. So I work at a metaphysical store. I'm the social media marketer for there. And the owner there was kind enough to, after knowing my journey, she was kind enough to like say like, well, honestly, when I went there, they have spaces where they can host events, and um I pretty much said that they should be like hosting more events that they're hosting, because I said like this year and from now on is going to be a time of like community building. A lot of people are going to be wanting to connect with like-minded people rather than just focusing on like metaphysical tools, because we are in the times of that. So I kind of like was like, it'll be really beneficial because they're trying to grow and blah blah blah. So with that, she knew that I like women's circles. She's like, you can host your women's circles here. So I was like, what the, like in my head, I was like, oh gosh, that's cool. But I was scared because I had never done that before. And I've always been comfortable with like being behind the camera. So I'm like, oh my gosh, face to face. But of course I was like, yeah. So I did that. So with that, she set a price for it. And she actually said like $45. And I was like, man, I was in my head, I was like, that's a lot of money. Like, is anybody even gonna pay for that? Because I had went from not charging anything to like that. But she's like a businesswoman. She's been doing this for a long time. So she's very much like, yeah, like people who are serious about whatever they're gonna come. I mean, whatever. The people who are meant for so the point is, it's been going well, but I've upped it a little bit more. So now they're full moon, cacao, and sound bath women's circles. So we intertwine astrology. It was my idea to intertwine astrology, do cacao, which is a grounding drink. It's like hot cocoa, but pure from the cacao. And then we also do sound baths. I also do astrology readings. So we do combine a lot within that. And we also do the sharing where we, I do like a journal prompt questions, and then we all go and like share that. So it's just a really like healing, open space for you to just like be completely open with your emotions. There's a lot of people that like talk about things that they've said they've never told anybody, but they was able to like, feel safe enough to share it. And I also feel like it's deeper. Like I really true in my belief, because I believe in God, I believe in spirit. Like we have a spirit team, like that are like, I believe there's like spirit guides, and we have angels, and we have our ancestors. And I feel like everybody's usually like is there in that room, because it's crazy, because every time I do the women's circles, people who are going through the same things, there's usually like 2 people, 3 people, 4 people who are going through the exact same things. Now they not only get the healing from the circle, everything that we offer, but then hearing each other's stories, and literally a person that's going through, like, say for instance, like there's been a person that went through domestic abuse, and there was another multiple girls who were going through that. And imagine like not being able to ever open up to anybody about that experience, and then you finding people who could relate to that. And then now after the event, they share numbers with each other, and that's a whole new connection. And it's literally like so there's like no words. There are no words to experience because like I'm just the one that's creating the space, and I swear, like God, spirit, all that is doing all the extra work. And so yeah, that I kind of went on a whole long tangent about it, but yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. Um, yeah, how can a person contact you on that note if they are not near your store? You deserve money for your time, absolutely, especially if this is truly your calling. Yeah, I've had to learn that. How can a person contact you on no? Well, you can always email me, but I'm gonna start doing them virtually. I know I've been saying that for so long. But that's only because of so many things. Like, um, yeah, there's just because of so many things. I'm not gonna go into detail right now, but there's just like a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Like I said, I still have a job that takes up like it's it's different from like starting doing your social media and doing it for funsies here, but it's a whole different thing when you're doing it for an actual business, and the state of the business, like as far as the sales that's coming in is literally on like you. So it's like there's a lot of pressure with that, and then still navigating my own journey in my life and stuff like that. So it's gonna come. I like also I just kind of, I don't know. This is why the astrology helps me. Like, I love that as a tool because, like, there's been, yeah, just I feel, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, but I'm almost 100% sure that it's April 5th right now. I want to, my estimate of like hosting my first virtual event or trying to really do it because I've been like playing around with it a little bit and not really like promoting it like I want to. I just been like, I don't know. By the end of this month, especially starting May, I would love to start rolling out a women's circle like once or twice a month. And I would love it to be like, you know, a common thing where we all meet up and there's a, not meet up in person, but meet up virtually. Although I would love to do in person ones. Like I see my vision of like it starting virtually, and then I could continue to do the virtual, but at some point I will want to travel. Like I would want to go to different states and then host it, like or countries, and do them. Have that there, and then we all like meet up and travel at some point. Like I just have like so many big goals when it comes to that. But yeah, so yeah, that. So just yeah, keep on the lookout. Just I'll definitely when I am starting to like do them virtually and actually not for play for real. But yeah, I just actually got like connected with actually someone who used to follow me here. She started following me since the beginning, and she supported me on like every journey. Like, oh my gosh, everything. And yeah, we actually started being friends outside of here. And yeah, she is. I found out that she's interested in like doing social media marketing, and I was like, actually, or not, or like social media, like helping people in that sense. And then I was like, yeah, something's been on my heart that I need a team for myself because I'm just trying to do a lot. And it's been hard to like release that control because I have done it all. I have been the person behind the camera, in front of the camera, editing, marketing for so long. And I know for a lot of content creators, they can understand like giving up control is like so scary. But I feel like I trust her because like she's been following my journey, and so I just feel like, and I love her work, and I've seen her work too. So yeah, I have that's being in the happening behind the scenes. So that's why I feel like things are going to be moving quicker now, which I'm excited. So long story short, yeah, I look forward to it too, Stephanie, and I'm glad you feel drawn. I feel it too. I definitely like make note of the people that yeah, I really do believe in like synchronicities, and like I really do believe that God brings people in your life that are meant to uh be there for a reason. So, you know, I I love that. I'm excited to like meet you at some point in the circles. And help you like with your own career, because that's another thing. I like also want to be able to like give advice. Like I love helping people fulfill their dreams. So I do feel like I like another future ideas, like collaborating at some point in any ways that I can. I've been thinking about doing like consulting. Another thing that I've done in the past, like I've given people like consultations on social media, but then I would intertwine their astrology in there too. So I've done that probably with like actually like maybe one or two people, and it was so cool. Like I love giving people advice about like their careers and their like dream, but then being able to validate it like with their astrology chart as well. So many ideas, so many things. So we shall see. Um, I followed you for your hair content, but you spoke on spirituality right around the time I was having. Oh my gosh, that makes me feel so good. Okay, I followed you for your hair content, but you spoke on spirituality right around the time I was having spiritual awakening. Oh my gosh. So, oh my, that makes me so happy. You see, Stephanie, this is why we all need to like stop being in our own heads and stop caring so much about like how we are going to be perceived. Like I still have that. Like I still have the whole like how much of myself do I want to put out there, especially as I've been on Just Creations. Like I have low key been holding back. Like currently, like naturally I would just be like when I was on my other pages, I would be okay with like pulling cards or talking about the astrology. And I find myself just hesitant on that, and I don't like it. But yeah, I guess I just have to like continue to put myself out there and like work through it. You know, I can't be like hard on myself about it. But I guess I don't like it because I know it's literally like I can feel. I had two in my head about who's watching. It's just a point. um and that's just the real, that's the realest of it. So uh yeah. But hey, I'm doing it slowly but surely. Okay. What the heck? What's wrong with my timer? A matter of fact, wasn't my timer supposed to be. Bruh, I didn't even start the dang timer. Okay, so I guess what we'll do is. Ouch. Wait, let me switch my position of my leg. Oh gosh. Woo! Oh my gosh, I had it like. Oh my god. I had my leg like in a very uncomfortable position for that whole time, and oh my gosh, it is burning. So, in honor of this whole conversation about like being confident, moving past your fears, blah blah blah, let's pull some cards. Why not? Why not? Um, let's see. Where are my cards? It's dark too in here, and I can't get up because I'm wearing like booty shorts. So you guys are just gonna have to deal with the dark. You're gonna have to deal with the darkness for now. Um, let's see. All right, let's see. Let's see what's the message for today. What has been on my heart? Although I have felt like right now is really a really good time to start to like do things that fulfill you on a deeper level. Like I feel like a lot of us have like our hearts, our souls, whatever you want to freaking call it, our intuition is seeking for something deeper. You know it. So it's you need to like start to take the steps to do it. Whether that's researching or that's talking with other people who are into it, or that's just turning on the camera and talking, sharing what you're feeling at that moment and posting it. That's like deciding to get a paper and start to just draw, just do something. Okay, like I've been getting like stop doing like the normal, like, stuff, like the normal, like 9 to 5, the routine stuff that we've been doing, and like actually live. Like that's what I got like a couple of days ago or yesterday. I forget when it was, but when I was meditating, I got like, what did I get? Like, what did I say? It was something around the lines of like feeling like dead inside. This is gonna be this really kind of deep, like, but I got that like people need to like, not to say that people that's that literal, but I feel like meaning like people need to feel like more alive, or be like more alive, feel more alive. And I feel like when you're like dead inside, is you're just like doing the natural routines of like what you should do. You're going to work, you're coming home, you're getting your phone, and you're just doing the same thing. You're not like letting like fulfilling what your like internal, like your heart wants you to do. So uh so you're gonna be like not as colorful as you be. Well, I say colorful, like I guess I'm viewing it as an image, because I feel like if you're just like not living what your heart is wanting you to do, your like life may look like duller. Like, you may not be fully happy. You may be like, that's also like being like tired all the time, like or just like having no energy to do things because you're just not fulfilled. I mean, yes, part of it could be like you're not taking care of yourself, but then not even having the motivation to do that. Like, is that, I feel like something's missing. Um there's a lack of joy in a sense. So even if it's scary for you to do it, or to move out of that, because you don't know what's going to come out of it, like you still should try. I don't know. I don't know. Like it's always, I don't know, I just feel like whatever it is, you should know if that speaks to you in whatever way. Whatever came up to you as I was talking, I think like that's it. um yeah. And it could be just as simple as like having a conversation. I'll give you an example. So what's been on my heart? uh so about a month ago, I got recommended a channel from a girl. And I have been hooked. Like it was like her video, her just talking about her, just turning on the camera and like talking about her feelings and talking about just being super authentic and vulnerable. And she's Christian. But I don't know, but I could, underneath that, I knew she was very connected. Like I could tell she had like gifts, meaning like she's very, like, I don't know, she just easily receives guidance from God, I guess you would say. I don't know. But anyways, I just felt a lot. I saw a lot of her, like myself in her. And I've been watching her, like she posts every day, which she inspired me to do like what I've been doing on YouTube, re-inspired me, because I realized that when I was doing my old channels, my secret channels, I would just turn on the camera and just like talk about my feelings at the time. And I it was so cool and so freeing. And also it helped me to process my emotions, because I suck at like, well, I used to. I feel like I'm a little bit better to express like how I'm feeling. And maybe I know I'm not maybe, but I know it has to do with the Aquarius in me, because I'm very like much of an intellect. Like I think I like, I've always been the one that like thought through my emotions instead of just talking and processing them and feeling them. And because it's uncomfortable, like I've always just felt like feelings are so uncomfortable, because like I want to understand them. Sometimes you can't understand your feelings. You're not always going to understand your feelings at the moment, because you just need to feel them. You just need to process them. You need to be okay with being uncomfortable when you're feeling really sad or really anxious. So yeah. Let me take a couple before I pull cards. I don't know. I feel like the cards are taking a little while to come out right now. So I just like to take a couple of deep breaths because sometimes I'm like in my head a lot. What is guidance that? Let's see what guidance that is the collective. Anyone watching this video needs to hear at this time. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Let me finish my story real quick, and then I'll share the card. What was I saying? Anyways, long story short, I've been watching this girl, okay? And I have been called to reach out to her. Like when I say called, like in my heart, I feel like I don't know, at this point now, I just have like I'm not gonna dive into this is gonna be a whole nother like video or something about like how I can distinguish between like my intuition, like what does that feel like to me? Like how do I know? But anyways, just know I've been hearing that. I hear that. And I decide, and so I wanted to, and I'm also in a time in my life where I guess because I'm so used to talking to people, I mean, I do it for work now, so I'm not really, I don't care but I feel like now that I have started to work on myself and like be more comfortable in my identity and my authenticity, me being authentic is going to attract other people who are authentic, and I feel like like God is gonna like send those people my way. So I don't want to like miss the opportunity. So if I feel like in my heart like, oh my gosh, you should reach out, I just reach out now. I've like I said, I've also been like I've like received a lot of no's, and like I've gotten like I'm not afraid of rejection anymore too. So I think that's a part of the process. If you put yourself out there, you're gonna get, it's okay, but you don't want to miss out. So I did that a couple of days ago. Also, the only thing that kept me to be resistance of it, because it was dragging on for a while, is because she is Christian and like hardcore Christian. I don't know why I say hardcore Christian, whatever. But so I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, like, what is she gonna think? Like, this could either go really bad or better than I thought. Which also I don't like. I've talked about that in my videos, but I don't like how I wish that people who have different beliefs could still be like friends. I hate how that could be a thing that messes up a good relationship. In general, like it sucks that people who have different, well, I guess it depends on the views for sure. But like if it's just a belief, but I don't know. Anyways, I just did it. Okay, the point is I did it. And then we ended up like she ended up responding. It actually went well. She was open, and I was like, hey, like we should like have a little chat, like talk. And so like we did, and like met up on Zoom, and we talked, and it was like an amazing time. And it was like, so that is a little example of me like on my heart. I was like, I want to connect. My heart, like what brings me joy is connecting with like-minded people, and being able to talk. And just because we have different beliefs, underneath the beliefs, we still have like the foundation of our like the way we view lives and view. I just feel like we still are connected spiritually. She has a different language to it than I do, but also there's other things she likes, like beauty and like or sort of fashion, and then we have like just a lot of similarities. So the point is, like, I know I'm a person that likes to connect with people. So if I don't connect with people and don't have like conversations, there's gonna be like like I'm gonna feel a little like I'm not living my truth. Like I'm gonna feel a little like less energized because I'm not getting that like what I feel like I want. Like my heart wants more. So that's a little like long story short example. That was not a long story short. Okay, but that's an example. Okay, simply just reaching out. Another example is like I've been really wanting to go to dance class and yoga classes again. So that's something where I'm like, all right, girl, like you're gonna have to like start to do it. Get yourself out there and start doing it. So yeah, that's a rant about that. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna see. So I pulled a oracle card. I have oracle and tarot. I was gonna see if a tarot card wants to come out. Let's see. Or should I just read? Should I just see what the first one? See what the first. Oh, never mind. Okay, we got it. We got it. Okay, so first card. First card is meditate. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Okay, so obviously self-explanatory, right? But it just shows that whoever's watching this video, yay, you're the lucky ones. It'll benefit you to meditate because meditation helps you and with a lot of ways. It helps to calm your mind when you're like overthinking or you have a lot of anxiety or you're navigating through fear. It helps you to like focus on your breath, which is an anchor for you to like imagine you're so floaty. You know what does anchors do? Like stabilize, ground things, right? And I feel like a lot of the world is in here. Like we're just so floaty in our minds, just being run by that. And we need to be like grounded back into our bodies so we can be able to think clearly. So we can heal. We can hear what our hearts are saying, like what our body needs. Instead of being run by our thoughts or our doubts or our fears or our heightened emotions. Whenever you are having any heightened emotions or any overthinking, it's going to crowd. You should not make any decisions in that mindset. You can't even think clearly in that. So to using your breath as an anchor, just simply doing that just literally kind of like brings you back into reality. And then that's where I feel like you could start to hear or like that's where things start to come. You do it more often, you'll start to like have more clarity, you know? So that's one thing. And then the second thing is that's where you can also start to like hear your intuition, and also if you have a beliefs in like God or guides or whatever, ancestors, that's where you can hear messages from the higher power that you believe in. Because let's just say I use God, but once again, put it whatever you want. God cannot speak through you if your mind is cluttered. Because you're not going to be able to like, you're so focused on whatever, so you need to clear your mind for you to be able to get the messages or the guidance that you need. And this is not through like me talking, but it's through like experience. There's so many times. So for me, I try every morning, like when I'm doing really well on my routine every morning, for me, I like to like, as soon as I wake up, I'll just come and I'll sit down and I'll like put like an incense on or essential oils. I'll put like my nice little lights because I like to set the vibes. I don't know. I'm a vibey type of person. You don't need to do all that. But then I'll set a timer. For me, now I do 15 minutes. But when I first started, I would just set a 5-minute timer, and then I'll just sit. I'll just sit in silence. Well, first off, I'll do like a little bit like inhale in and inhale out just to kind of like center myself and like I don't know. But then after that, I'll just sit and I'll just like focus on my breath, like going in and out. And then of course you're gonna have thoughts because that's another thing. People think that your mind has to be completely clear. No, it's not gonna get like that, especially if you haven't been meditating for a long time, or even not meditating but sitting in silence. I think the same. Both are this. Well, I guess there's some differences, but you should just take, I guess the best way I can say this is I challenge you, and you can do like a 30-day challenge or even like a week challenge and decide to sit for 5, 10, 15 minutes every day in just silence, and then set a timer. And then after the timer, for me, I'll just journal what came up, the good, the bad, the ugly, the fugly, the craziest ideas, the craziest fears, whatever that came up. I would just journal it and do that for 30 days straight or a week that you decide to do, and just see. The thing is, I can't I can say stuff, but if people haven't tried it, it's gonna like it doesn't make it, there's no weight to it. It's not gonna mean anything. But that is just that's gonna open up for you to be able to like hear, quiet the noise of everybody and what everybody's doing, and even the noise in your head of like the fear and whatever that is it crowded in that mind, and help you get out of that. Because even when you think of like you being creative, like when you're in a creative space, you're not in your mind, that you're like in flow, so you're able to create the best stuff for yourself, because you're like, the most creative person is not overthinking anything. They're not in their mind. They're just in their flow, in their like. So anyways, that's that. So yeah, another thing, the other reading that came for here, we got Six of Wands. So this is the tarot cards. So these cards have like meanings behind, like when I say Six of Wands, there's a meaning behind that. And I'm actually going to use the book to give guidance on that, because I'm not a tarot like I don't know, like I don't remember the cards of the tarot. With Oracle, you can like intuit. Yeah, it says meditation, but whatever else that comes to me, I'll just say it. With tarot, like every tarot card has like a meaning that if you use tarot, you probably would just remember like what does Six of Wands means. And I'm not there yet. Okay. I only just recently added tarot just as an extra like details. But the point is, I got Six of Wands reversed, which is anytime it's reversed, that means that it's more of a like internal work that we need to do on ourselves. Something internal. But I know that wands have to do with like creativity, if I remember correctly. So that actually would be right on spot. And then we got the Temperance card, which is reversed as well. And I think I remember temperance being something around balance, like a lack of balance or something, I believe. I think. But we're gonna look into it and see. Actually, should we, you know what? I'm thinking, okay, I do some, there's a little, hold on. Actually, I think I'm gonna look it up right with here. Let's see. Um Six of Wands reversed. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you all the meanings behind what this card could be implying. So obviously all of them are not gonna like connect to you, but just see. Put her finger down if I'm just kidding, maybe. Okay, so this is what some people may or may not be experiencing. So delayed or denied like sense of victory or achieving something. So maybe you anticipated some sort of success in something, and it's either not happening or it's arriving much later than expected. So yeah, maybe you had expectations around something, and your the success or the achievement from what you thought you were going to get from that. Why is it seeming like this well, this is normal for it to apply to me too, but yeah, something delayed, things are delayed, and you're feeling like dissatisfied with your progress or anything around that, which makes sense because also if I think of it astrologically speaking, we are in retrograde. Mercury's in retrograde, Venus is in retrograde, so this is a time of like things slowing down. So we are actually, which could be really annoying, especially if you kind of like anticipate, like if you're ready to start seeing things happening, and if you may like have energy or desire to like fulfill something, but maybe I don't know if you've been feeling like anytime you try to make an effort over the past like, I mean, just if you have been feeling discouraged because your efforts seem to be like not going anywhere, or like you just feel like maybe you don't even have the like energy, or just things are moving slower than you want it to, or maybe you're not even getting any results of something, I don't know, just know that that's normal. Okay, that's normal. Also, it can indicate a feeling of being overlooked or not receiving the recognition that you deserve as well for something. The other thing could be having a loss of confidence. So you may feel or may have been feeling a decline in self-esteem or a feeling of inadequacy, like you're not like capable of doing it, or you're just feeling a low confidence. You may have some doubt. Doubt may have crept in. You may question your abilities or the validity of your past achievements. So just like self doubt, questioning yourself. Um, what the heck? First of all, this is supposed to be for the. Did I not clarify this reading to be for the collective? Because it sounds like this reading is for me. Unless maybe there's a lot of people who like get it, but excuse me. Can this like okay? I don't know. I guess if this is for other people, I just decided to pull a card, so it could be for me too. But it's just funny because it says failed public recognition. So instead of being celebrated, there might be public criticism, embarrassment, or a sense of being humiliated. Public opinion may turn against you, maybe not, maybe so. That's the extreme. Egotism or arrogance backfiring. Okay, if someone has been like very like overly confident or boastful, or it you may also now be like suffering any negative consequences of that or something like that. Okay, if you're being maybe like getting humbled in some way, if you were overly confident too much, so like egoly wise. Stagnation or lack of progress, so a sense that progress has stopped or that you aren't moving forward. Like you're just kind of like staying in the same place. You thought you were moving forward, maybe feeling like, as I said, lack or stagnation of progress. Oh, and then also randomly, this could also mean like betrayal or disloyalty in somebody's life, or in some way. Like yeah, someone like turning against you that you thought was for you, or anything around that. So yeah, so ultimately, you could just be experiencing a lot of this delay or like unsatisfactory in like your public life, or feeling disappointed, or feeling self doubt, or any of the things that came up. So, and did any of that make any sense to anybody? Did that relate to anybody? I feel like that related to me, which feels really weird. I mean, it's not really weird, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, moving on. All right, so the next one is the Temperance card, and that's Temperance reversed. Temperance reversed. Imbalance. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so this is the core meaning. It suggests that things are out of sync, which could be in your personal life, relationships, or work. It can point to extremes in behavior such as overindulgence or excessive restriction. So you can be overdoing it in some area, or you can be like overly restricting yourself, or like maybe not doing. You could be overdoing or you could be underdoing. Which extreme are you on? But there's an imbalance between like maybe you balancing the things in your life, and you could just be underperforming, or you can be overdoing it. Why am I repeating myself? Did you understand that? Okay. Lack of moderation. You might be struggling to find a middle ground, leading to instability and conflict. This can manifest as being impatient. Maybe you've been impatient. Maybe you've been feeling impulsive, or a tendency to overreact, especially if things are not working out in the way that you want it to, or maybe you're not getting your way, or maybe you heard something that you didn't like. Conflict conversationally. Speaking of conflict, discord and conflict, this could mean. So relationships may be strained due to a lack of compromise or understanding. Has anybody been having relationship issues? I feel like everybody, if you have not, if your relationship has been like 100% perfect in the past month, kudos to you. But I feel like for a majority of everybody, there's been something around relationships for the past month. Be honest. And if it's not your romantic relationships, it could be your friendships, it could be your family, but somewhere around relationships, I would say I could almost guarantee that everybody in the past month, and that's like at the start of March to now, have had some imbalance, whether it has to do with relationships, money, finances, or like your values, like understanding like what is your value, like what is valuable to you, what is that you're trying to like navigate towards that. So yeah, for sure. Anyways, it says, yeah, so there could be friction and disagreements that are difficult to resolve, which also makes sense because we're in Mercury retrograde. This is really not a good, like whenever there's retrogrades happening, you shouldn't really like you should try to avoid having like serious conversations because it's easy for things to get like misunderstood around these times. And because yeah, so just try to limit that if you can. And I would just say processing things like journaling or maybe talking it out to other people that are maybe not the person that you're in argument with, just so you can like have clarity over yeah, getting clarity before you just talk. We're almost out. Oh, actually, I can give you good news. Mercury's going to be out of retrograde on Monday, I believe. Monday? I think Monday. But next week for sure. So that's fun. All right. Okay. Disruption of flow. The smooth, harmonious flow of life is interrupted, leading to a feeling of frustration and unease. Are you feeling that? This could also mean a lack of proper blending of different aspects of one's life. So once again, this kind of has to do with imbalance. So maybe like I know I feel this, but it's like hard to like balance like especially being an adult, like having to balance everything like work, self-care, social life, relationships. If it's been hard to like balance all of that and you feel like you're maybe overly exceeding in one area and then underly exceeding in all the other areas, or I know for me like it's just been hard to just have the energy to give to everything, to be honest. It's just been hard. Like I just feel like I've just not had any that much energy. Like there'll be like spurts of energy, but for the most part, I just feel like I'm just like overwhelmed. I get a little bit overwhelmed by like because I want to be able to like fulfill everything, but I'm just not, and I'm just now like so it's clarifying for me to know that that's where astrology, the fun of it, once again you don't need it, but it's like really validating, be like, oh yeah, it's okay to be feeling this at this time, like we're just going through that period, so now you maybe need to take more time to like maybe just be okay with not nailing it in all parts of your life, and maybe reflecting. This is where you journal more, because journaling helps you to understand yourself. Talking helps you to process. We are having this time of slowdown. There's something that we need to process before things start to pick up. So maybe you need to like redecide or replan or rethink something. Yeah. So lastly, possible health issues. This could be sometimes could be a sign of imbalances within the body. So paying attention to health is advised. Have you been taking care of your body? Have your body been giving you signals? Have you been having headaches? Have you been not sleeping well? Have you had any pains in your body or anything like that? Pay attention to that. Those are signs that your body is talking to you, and your body does give you signals before anything. But yeah, just making sure about that. And not saying this is extreme. It could just be as simple as like, oh, you're having a lot of headaches. You're dehydrated. You need to drink more water. Oh, like, um, yeah, like your body is stiff. You need to stretch more, do some yoga. Maybe you've been really intense because you're like super anxious. So maybe you need to stretch more, do some yoga. Maybe go outside, go for a walk, go to the gym. If you just want to, I like going to, well, I don't like going to the gym, but I definitely feel so much better when I like go. So figure that out. Do something active. Especially we're in Aries season. So this is a really good time to like do active things to healthily exert any heightened emotions you may be feeling. I always say, like, go dance it off, sweat off the energy, the anger, the frustration, the whatever, instead of like getting in arguments with people or like just feeling overthinking in your mind. Like, you need to move that energy. All that stuff is just energy. And with Aries, the Aries energy is like, frustrations may come when you feel like you want to do but you're not able to do, whether that is you have low energy, whether that is like you're just not in a time in your life where you like, well, you're like, things are slower progress. Like, it's not, you may want to be achieving something, but it's not, you are still in the process, like you're navigating the process. So that can bring up feelings of like impatience or frustration and all that stuff like that. So I would just say a good advice here is to, yes, meditate, take some time to meditate, but also take time to move your body, to be active in any way that you can. 30 minutes a day. You got 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day meditating, 30 minutes a day being active. Do that for 30 minutes. Do that for 30 days straight and tell me you don't see a difference. Okay, all I'm saying, okay? You got to do the things instead of, I could talk about it, but honestly, you just got to try it. So yeah, that is the reading for today. That's the little mini reading for today. So take that and actually like challenge yourself to do something about it. Like I said, we're in this Aries season, so it's like, let's not talk about it, but actually do it. That's always what I always try to say, because I almost undervalue talking so much now. I just really like the results. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in you actually taking the guidance, because whoever's watching this video right now, especially if you stayed till this long, you needed to hear it. So please take that as a sign to meditate and or be active in some sort of way. Both will be great, but it's your choice. All right, I did it, guys. I did it. I'm so dark in here. How does anybody? Oh my gosh! And also, you know what? I was showing the cards to. I'm on YouTube Live, and I was showing the cards to YouTube, and I wasn't showing the cards to Instagram. It's okay. All right, let's see. Do I move? Okay, we're not even gonna do that. Okay. All right, well, this is fun, I guess. I hope. I don't know. I also have to like trust that it doesn't matter. I'm getting in my head. It doesn't matter. I'm ignoring my head, and I'm trusting that it was put on my heart to come on this live for a reason, and that whoever needed to hear that message, whether it was that one person who just gave a heart, I don't know who that was, so don't get paranoid. I just see hearts, but I don't see who they're from. Whoever it is, I send my love to you. You got this. Take it easy, but still, little progress is progress. So the goal is to do a little bit of something every day until we start to gain the energy to like do, to listen to your body. Okay. So don't be hard on yourself if you're not hitting everything. You just feel like, oh my God, trust me, I feel it. But good things there. I'm gonna stop. I was gonna talk about astrology, but I'm just gonna leave it there. Let's just be present. But yeah. All right, cool. Fun. All right, well, have a great night, day, wherever you are, and I'll see you when I decide to do this again. I had to like turn it off on Instagram. Now I'm turning it off on YouTube. So if I could find the end stream. Okay.